Yo, what's up, everybody? If you haven't heard about Anchor, let me tell you, this is one of the easiest ways to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. Second of all, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit the podcast right from your phone or computer. Third, Anchor will also distribute for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Then you can also make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Later.
Hats off to all the women, to the ones that gave life to one or multiple children, or unable to bear. Who's a mother to the motherless, adopted, fostered, raised. You are a mother, a godmother, a surrogate, a stepmother who has built countries, tribes, generations, homes, and a foundation to this and future generations. Mother Earth. Hats off to all the women who can do it all, more than what a man can. The one that makes it happen, brings ends to the meat, working 2-3 jobs, double overtime, furthering her education, being the first in her family to achieve graduation goals, building a brand, a business, company, legacies. Hats off to all the women, past, present, who have marched, plead, fought for our freedom, rights, equality, our seat at the table, who are activists, leaders, feminists, who have made us proud to be who we are, who we have become. Happy in the skin that we are in, rocking the hair that makes our crown. You may know her. Look to your right, then to your left. You are her. She is you. You look good. You're fabulous, strong, amazing, nothing short of incredible. Let's stick together, build each other, unite, because we are unstoppable. Hats off to all you beautiful women.
Welcome to The Lion's Den with Seth, a podcast where progressive men and women can learn and teach each other the ways of the land. The Lion's Den is where royalty comes to council. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Seth.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling? Happy National Women's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yay, that's what it is. Congratulations, all y'all beautiful women out there. Yes. So, Miss Idaria, what's the name?
Don't jack up my name.
What's the name? No. Pandora's Box.
That's my stage.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so talk about that first before we get it in for real.
So I'm a poet, I'm a writer. I'm currently writing a couple books. But Pandora's Box originated because I have a thought process that is random. Mm-hmm. It comes from different parts of me, parts that I don't show everyone. So it'll show the freaky side of me, it'll show the sad side of me, it'll show the powerful side of me, the mom that's in me. So Pandora's Box, it was given for a wedding gift. And in history, it was opened before it was time. And in my life, things have happened to me that wasn't in the time that I wanted it to happen. So those parts of me has come out, and I try to put them back in the box. And sometimes people jab at it, open up, and it comes out. So depending on what part they're trying to seek, is the part that may come out.
Okay. All right. Miss Pandora's Box. Oh, that's vegetable. Say what now?
Unpredictable.
Very unpredictable.
I see that. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Lion's Den. I got my man's Will up in the building. How you feeling, bro?
What's going on?
Hey, you enjoy yourself last night?
Oh, man, they put on a party last night.
They did.
I had fun.
I know you had fun. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what we're talking about the party with the purpose, the cubes, the Omega, Sci-Fi, Mardi Gras, 70s, Soul, all that.
Man, it was like
trip.
that.
It was a trip. So, Miss Pandora's Box, your character last night, she was a pimp. Ladies and gentlemen, she was a pimp. She came in there. She
in my own fucking right.
And you know what? She had her. I don't want to say that was your side piece. He was whatever. He just didn't have the leash around his neck. What was?
I wanted to put a leash around his neck, but
yo, check this out. This dude, listen. She had a cape, pimp cane. Didn't
yes,
it? A pimp cane.
Hat.
All in the jump
with the brim.
With the brim, right? Out of line. So what was your pimp name?
Oh, I'm still going with Pandora.
That's it. Oh, okay.
Unless you want to go with my alter ego, Candace.
You know what? So alter egos. So you call it alter egos? Is it schizophrenia? It ain't schizophrenia.
No, it's not schizophrenia.
Okay. Right. Okay.
No, that's a name that I used when I was dating and then wanted to know my actual.
Oh.
Name.
Oh, okay.
So Candace.
So
Candace sounds like she lives in East St. Louis.
Is that what it sounds like?
No, Candace is not hood at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. No, but still with the side. No, well, not the side, but the extra names and hiding and all that other stuff.
I'm not hiding. I'm the plain side.
See, too much. See, she's doing too much, y'all. But anyway, so tell me a little bit about you. How did you get into poetry and why?
Poetry, I found it as an outlet.
Okay.
When I was younger, I would just write, daydream, just go into whatever I was feeling, just put it down on paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, girls, they make believe and play dress up and play with dolls, and I kind of drifted off in my own world.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, hey, Will, you been to a poetry show before?
Most definitely. I used to do it myself.
Did you?
One a night.
Hey,
Is it? Want to go?
You just what was your poetry name?
My poetry name is 8,000 Ways.
8,000 ways. Is that
So what? That reminds me of the soap. What is it? That's what it is. So what? You done put 5 extra. All right. So where'd that come from?
So it was nothing significant about the number, but when you told people 8,000 ways, it automatically make them think 8,000 what.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get that, it's one of those things to just say, hey, let me watch out for him. Mm-hmm. They don't know what I'm gonna bring when they get to that stage, because you got a big black dude going up on stage, but I hit you with some stuff that's deep. When I say, my wife probably like, you better not go back up on the stage no more. You ain't unmarried now.
Oh,
okay. I just come with it, boy.
So you're a male version of me.
Is that what it sounds like?
You know what? I was an individual.
Y'all was doing too much. So you got into poetry, okay, and also to fitness, right? So I am to understand you've won how many championships or titles in your class?
So when I started, I did bikini first, and I was just too muscular for bikini. They're like, hey, you need to move up. So I went into figure, and I was always too muscular, too big. Some skinny chick would beat me out, and I'll come second.
Right.
Or I'll be in first place, but I won't win the overall.
Gotcha.
And then something just changed. I said, you know what, let me go up again. So I went into physique, and beat physique, and I got my pro card in that natural bodybuilding.
Congratulations. Right there. Hey, that's good. That's real good. So what got you into that?
So you know her, Chandria. Remember the Brantleys?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chandria and I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and she wanted to compete because we went to a bodybuilding show. And
I was like, we can do it, girl. We can do it.
Yeah, we can do it together.
Right.
So,
you look better than them.
Right. That's what it was?
No. So I never thought I would do it because I like to eat. I'm a Southern girl. I like my cornbread, my greens.
And where you originally from?
West Palm Beach.
All right.
I'm from Palm Beach County, so.
Okay.
A little town outside of West Palm, so.
Okay, gotcha.
They got greens out there?
Greens, corn, chili.
I see.
I don't eat chitlins like that. But
Right.
anything, I mean, and it's an island thing. So having island roots, so Manish water and oxtails, ackee and codfish. So yeah, I'm multi-diverse when it comes to food.
Okay. So that got you, but you didn't think you were going to do it. Okay.
Because I love to eat. My grandmother used to tell me all the time, I don't know if a man will to feed you or clothe you, babe, because you like to eat and you got expensive taste.
Right. So how did you balance that, the eating, and to, what was the determination?
Well, I don't even know, honestly, what the determination was other than I said I'm going to do it and I'm not going to quit. So, long story short, we decided we were going to compete. We went through the whole process, right? And she decided to quit 2 weeks in.
Wow.
She decided to quit 2 weeks in. And I love her dearly. And I was like, am I going to continue competing or am I going to quit and do this another time? So I decided to go for it. Fell in love with it. It was my outlet from life because I was going through a lot of stuff at the time. And I just continued to do it. I didn't start until my daughter was born.
Okay.
So I found out, when she asked me, hey, I'm pregnant. And then I'll wait till after she's born. We decided to go for it. She quit. I kept going. And my daughter was 1 when I stepped on the stage for the first time. And she's like, go, mommy.
Awesome. So what would you say? What would you say to the young ladies that want to do things, even if it's not in the fitness realm, but if they're nervous about doing something alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they find someone that may be interested with them, but then they drop off. What would you say to them as far as encouraging them to keep going?
Well, I actually had this conversation today. So
Okay.
one of my clients I met with today, she brought her best friend to our session, our training session. And the young lady, she's trying to get into radio. So I might connect you guys.
Okay.
But she's trying to get into radio, do her own thing, and she's like, I'm nervous, I'm afraid to fail. And I'm like, but that's something you love to do. Why continue to do all these other things that you don't like? Just take the chance. You go on an interview, they say no, they pick someone else, you go on another interview, right? So why not do the same thing? You fail, try again, do it again.
Okay.
So you are your own worst enemy.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So speaking about that, you said your client. Is this with your business?
Yes.
Tell me about your business.
So it's called Fit My Life Fitness. How fitness fits into your life.
Say it one more time for the people that can get it.
Fit My Life Fitness.
Okay.
Is how fitness fits into your life.
All right.
So most people look at it like, I don't have time. I have kids. I have a husband. I have a job. I have a career. And for me, I'm a single mom. I have a career. I work. I take care of her. She's a gymnast. Compete. I was going to school at one point. 3 years ago, I was in school full time with my master's in business. So I'm doing all of these things. I'm a military vet. I'm a volunteer. I do all of these random things. I'm Wonder Woman. I'm all of this. And you tell me you can't work out. If I can find time to do it, you can too.
So you help them remove the excuses.
Yes. I try to
That's
anyway.
what
To meet their goals.
I try to
To meet
anyway.
their goals. Right, that's awesome. So what encouraged you to do that? To turn your passion into a profession?
I was scared. I was terrified. The initial was starting a business. My friend Kim started a business, and another person was in that business together, and we all kind of went our separate ways. Me and Kim are still friends, and it was just having someone else to be supportive in that, because when I was married, he did not support it at all. So it was something different to have someone that was there to support me and say, hey, you can do this too. So I'm giving back and doing the same thing to others.
So what do you think? Well, about support in general, when it comes down to individuals that's closest to you that can't understand your dreams and your desires, which are okay, but they fail to, support you in the matter that you're asking them to,
It depends on where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for instance, a person, I'll give no names, wants to start a business.
Okay.
And that person wants to start this business, but financially, they don't have the credit, they don't have the know-how, and instead of jumping in head first, that person, mother, sister, brother, whatever, says, go to this facility and they will give you the tools you need to start your business.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't jump in there
Blind.
That's good corrective encouragement, criticism. But if you have someone like, girl, don't do that, most businesses fail the first 3 years, then that will kind of be that person that you don't tell your business to. You don't tell them your dream, you leave them where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pick up the people that are supportive to you. So regardless if it's your mother, because I'm like, I can't, or your sister, whoever, you can ex-nay them out your lives to a point where, hey, I'm here for you, I love you, but you're not good for me, you're toxic.
That's important, because it's levels to this, right? When it boils down to actually looking at where that energy is coming from and not associating the title with that individual.
Mm-hmm.
And most people say, well, that's my mama, or that's my daddy. Sometimes your family will pull you down before a stranger will.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I applaud you for having that self-discipline to know what's good for you and what's not right for you and pursuing your dreams and being consistent. But what happens is when your friend dropped out, you could have stopped, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
What was the why behind why you didn't stop?
I'm not a quitter.
There we go.
Anytime I put my mind to something, regardless if it's a relationship, business, I'm not gonna quit. Now, there's times where I'm going through that, I'm gonna quit, I'm crying, I'm like, God, this is for me, like a few years ago with this business, my tax lady was like, hey, is this a hobby? And I'm like, no. She's like, you're not making enough money. And I'm like, from my business degree, it told me it takes 3 to 5 years to get out of the negative or even break even. So you're not encouraging me. So I fired her.
Wow.
Now, before I fired her, I cried. I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I cried. I grew vulnerable at this point in front of my kid, in my car, in the parking lot, in tears, like, God, is this for me? Like, what am I gonna do? And no one answered the phone. My father, he owns his own business, didn't answer the phone. People that I knew didn't answer the phone, and I just was forced to pray about it. Regardless if you're religious or not, you have to call on somebody. You call on your spirit guide, your universe, something. But 5 minutes after I had that conversation with God, a client called me that I hadn't seen in months and was like, I'm ready to come back. And from that point on, it was like, done. I'm not gonna worry no more. You got me. I'm not stressing about money. I'm not stressing if the money's coming in. So even my clients will tell you that if they're like, I gotta pay you next week, okay, I'm good. Well, I know God's making a way for me. I'm doing all right. Even though I'm not where I wanna be, I'm Gucci.
Good. So what is your inspiration that keeps you going? So it's one thing not to stop, but what is it inside or internal or external that keep you going?
I don't want to fail. I refuse to.
It's that simple.
I've always been that kid. Always been that person that I refuse to fail. I don't like being told no. So you're going to tell me no? That's just going to fuel me. I'm that arrogant person.
I'm always right individual. Is that you? You can't be wrong?
I can't say that I'm an always right individual, but if I feel passionate about it, I'm going to fight to the tooth and nail, like, hey, this is how I feel, this is what it is, this is my research behind it. Unless you show me otherwise, it is what it is.
So how do you translate your determination to your kids?
My kid, I have one.
Okay.
Unless you speaking it to my,
No.
unless you speaking it to my.
No. But no, so how do you translate that, right? How do you let her know?
Well, one, by action. Kids pick up on things just by watching you move. So if I was that mom that she saw me crying in this vulnerable state that I hardly ever show her, and then next thing she knows, I'm not doing it anymore, well, my mom quit. Depending on the kid, they may take it one or two ways. My mom's doing something else that she likes, she's happier, or my mom didn't even try. It depends on the kid. So I can't be inside her head to know what she's feeling, but I can show her the best I know how. Hey, mommy got her degree, even after being divorced. Mommy bought a house, even after being divorced. Mommy just bought another car after her divorce. She got 2 degrees after her divorce. Mommy is single. That may not be transparent to other people, but hey, it's not a man here that's taking care of us. Yeah, it's important, but dang, my mom is not asking this dude to pay her rent. She's not asking this dude to pay her light bill, not asking this dude to buy her new shoes. So it shows her that, hey, my mom is not using a dude either for stability. She's able to do it by herself. Now, yes, at the same time, I tell her, hey, a man should be here. Me and your dad didn't work out, it's fine, but it's better to have 2 parents in the household.
You know what? I think it's important you said that, because that is helping your child in the future understand that, okay, even though I'm doing this by myself, this isn't what I want. And this isn't natural, because that's how the toxic communication, or not just that, the relationship with other men start. My mama said, oh, man, ain't shit.
I don't need no man.
I don't need no man. We can do this. No, you don't need one, but it's good to have one as a companion, right? And that helps them to understand that might not be the right man for you, but there is a man for you. Right. So, and that's how you communicate that to them?
Yes.
Okay. Because
even in my marriage with my ex-husband, we are cordial now. But it was a part in our marriage that hit me home. My mom did not raise me. And with that being said, my stepfather and her used to fight like cats and dogs. When that started in my house, I didn't want my kid to grow up thinking that was okay.
Or normal, right?
Or normal. Like in my 3-5-year-old self, when I saw it happen, something in me said, this is not right. But it's a lot of kids that go into it like, oh, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Mom's supposed to get beat up by dad, and dad stay here and he go out or do whatever he does. So you showing this kid that it's okay to hit your wife. It's okay to curse her out. It's okay to leave the house and not come back for hours. Even though you're not saying this, your kid still sees it.
That's right.
And how they interpret it, you're not in their head to figure that out.
And by not saying anything, that is almost acceptance.
I got 2 things for you.
What's up?
Earlier you spoke about how you broke down in the car with your baby crying, right? A third part I just want to kind of highlight to you is that you showed your baby that you're human.
Yes.
That things happen, you have weak moments, but how do you rebound from those? You show your child through your actions. You keep moving. So that's a great lesson in life. The next thing I wanted to highlight with you is you brought up what you wouldn't really willing to tolerate with your husband. You're showing your child how to have standards, which is important, because some people sacrifice their personal standards to be comfortable to have somebody next to them. You're showing her that you don't have to have someone to validate you, which is crucial as it comes to raising young, especially young black women. They have to understand how beautiful are, how strong they are to build their confidence, because a lot of young women that walk around, they don't have that self-confidence.
They don't.
So what you're doing is you're showing your baby that you can do this on your own. You don't have to, but you have the capability to, where you don't be dependent on someone else to say, earn that right.
So that's very, very commendable. So what I would like to ask is, what have you learned in the last year that helped change the course of your life? So here we are in what? I mean, weeks is this in? We're what, like 9, 10, 12 weeks? About 12 weeks from 2020, right? Can you see clearer now based off of what happened last year? What have you learned?
Okay.
Yeah. Did that. Mm-hmm.
So, I've been going through a journey outside of business or outside of both industries of writing and fitness. Okay. And it was just soul searching for me. 5 years ago, young lady told me, hey, I'm waiting, I'm holding out for Mr. Right. She was dating, we're gonna wait till marriage. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm not that strong. So I looked at her, even though she's a little bit younger than me, I'm like, oh my God, you're strong. Like in this sexual energy, you're strong. You're able to sustain from having sex with your partner. And they even live together. So I'm like, I don't even be cuddled up on the couch and you're not doing nothing, like for real. So I started the journey and then it kind of fell off. I ain't gonna lie. Ooh, Jesus. I fell off and I'm like, okay, I broke down. Okay, maybe I need love. Okay, let me just wait till I'm in a relationship. Then I went through the hot girl summer, I guess, and had my little friend.
Well, as you can tell, that's not working for everybody, right? Yeah. Hot girl summer. Hey, it's going to be a broke girl summer here pretty soon. Well, that's a different topic. All right, shout out to those. Hey, make sure y'all read y'all contracts. Anyway, go ahead.
Or I was in costume last night, boy, having my I guess friend with benefits and saying, hey, this is what it is, this is what it ain't, take it or leave it. And I still wasn't happy with that.
That was the brother you want to put that leash on, right?
No.
Okay, just checking.
He still will do whatever I ask him to do.
We're gonna pray for him.
You know what? Listen, no, we ain't doing that today. We ain't doing it today. That's all right. Well, look, let's think a little bit deeper.
But I was getting there.
Okay, go ahead.
I was getting there.
Let's see.
So in this process, I have realized that I want to wait even further, not just till I'm in a relationship, not till it's just about love to marriage. And last year, it was like this trigger that just went off like, hey, I can't get it from a side piece or whatever. I can't get it from someone I'm in a relationship with. I need it to be more intense, more deeper, more intimate, more mental stimulation, not just a sexual thing.
That's very commendable. Wait, but first, look, I want to let everybody know, if you guys want to ask her anything, make sure, and this is for the folks that's on live, see the number below, right? 618-792-6747. And I appreciate you, ma'am, for coming on through, but I got another question for you.
Okay.
Hold your thought. You got one more, but I do got one. So, where are you still as far as carrying on to something? And how do you plan on letting it go?
Carrying to what?
To the rest of 2020.
Oh.
So think about it. We move, right, through time and everything, life, love, learn. But what have you not let go of? And how do you plan on letting go of it? Because we all got our own issues.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We all got our own issues.
So the one thorn in my backside is my mother.
Okay.
When I was talking about earlier, just letting that toxicity go and not dealing with it. My mom is going through hell in her marriage. She could lie about it, avoid it, whatever. And she kept dumping it on me. And I got to the point where I don't want to hear it no more. I'm done. I don't even want to bring it in my house. My kid, her demeanor changes. When I talk about it, my demeanor changes. So I want that to be gone. She stated to my sister that I will not talk to her unless she leaves him or I accept the fact that she's going to stay with him. And my mom is the type of person, she wants to throw it like at you. Like, let's do family stuff together. And I'm like, Come eat. Mm-mm. And even when I tried over the holidays, he sat in a room. And we were in the kitchen all together, me, her, and my daughter, eating.
His name ain't Ike, is it?
No.
Man, you so stupid. Man.
Her name ain't Tina.
Just making sure.
I don't think there's no more
problem.
Ikes out there. No more. Well, it might be a couple.
Yeah, it might be. You know them old school names.
So what is it? What is it you think? So now you have to compartmentalize the relationship?
I can have a relationship with her. I still call her. I called her today. She called me today. Mm-hmm. But as far as going into that toxic energy, no, I could care less.
So setting emotional boundaries.
Yes. So I've set my boundary. I don't want to hear it. If you're not trying to do anything about it, then what can I do? I can only give you so much information. I can send you memes telling you don't put up with it. I can send you inspirational quotes. I can send you podcasts and relationship rules about loving yourself and elevating and leveling up. And if you're not doing nothing about it, okay, well, I'm praying about it. I mean, God gave us common sense. So, and if you're seeing everything that you're asking for, God gave you a sign. I caught this man cheating on my mom, and she still decided to stay for whatever reason.
You know, there's something that you can't so much influence, but you've been sending her all these things. Send her a Bible. They have an electronic version. Highlight some scriptures. Psalms 31 comes to mind. That maybe she needs to go through and read those things to maybe develop that self-love again, because it sounds like she has a dependency with this man. Mm-hmm. And you can't do nothing about that. I would say, set your boundaries, but just know until she decides that she needs better, ain't nothing you can do about it but continuously pray for her and send them scriptures.
You know what? Or, and this is my opinion, and I had to learn this too. And I felt as though I lost about 15 pounds after I did it, right? What I had to learn was love people where they at. And that's a period. Mm-hmm. Like, love them where they at, and that's it. Like, hey, they doing all this over there. Hey, I love you anyway. I'm over here. I'll holler at me when you come up here, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Because some people may not gravitate to the Bible. Some people may, you know.
She does.
So I say that to say, as far as finding out if where they're at, how they connect to reality, and if they don't at your time, then that's fine. Because I read, and I'm a true believer in individuals wake up to their own alarm clocks.
Mm-hmm.
They wake up to their own alarm clocks, because some folks, they hear the alarm clock and then they hit the snooze button. Yeah, I got 3 more minutes. Right? Yeah. So the thing is, we can't wake up and put our alarm clock to their face. You get what I mean? Like, don't you hear this in your face? Right? So
if it was up to me, she would have left him years ago. That's what I said. If it was up to me, right. And I get that. Mm-hmm. But don't say, hey, I'm tired. Mm-hmm. I'm tired. I want to move in with you. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I make preparation, I'm deciding to stay.
They at Starbucks chilling.
So, I mean, don't pull me in and make me want to do more. Because I've done all I can do. I've prayed, I've cried. Here's all the information I can give you. And, okay, counseling, go to church, whatever it is that you're going to lean on. But don't call me and then don't expect me. I don't want to hear it. You know, looking at the news, you look at the news and you're like, man, this is so depressing. Mm-hmm. Trump did something else stupid. Mm-hmm. Somebody died. Coronavirus. It's like, damn.
So now it's up to you. Are you going to keep watching it or change the channel?
So, guess what?
There you go.
I done changed the channel.
That's what it is. But look, I want to circle back around to the fitness. How can individuals get in touch with you? And what do you do? Like, do you do the food prep? Do you give them their own personalized workout plan, or do they have to come to you? Do you go to them? How does that work?
So first I start with a consultation.
Okay.
And that tells me what they're doing now, what their goals are, illnesses, allergies, whatever. Okay. And then we sit down and talk about a plan. If you have someone that works out on their own and they're like, hey, I'm good, I just need to figure out what I'm doing in the gym. I'm a self-motivator, I'll write up a plan for that. If they want the meal plan written out, okay, this is what you eat, what time you eat, how many hours in between, how many carbs, how many fats, how many proteins, that type of thing. If they want me to come to their house and cook for them, I'll come to your house and cook for you.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm not dirtying up my kitchen, but
Right. Because what is
some
it?
people got roaches, right?
Yeah, some people got roaches
now,
still. Yeah.
now if they got roaches, I'm gonna have to turn around.
Right.
I had roaches in the kid like when I was a kid. Nah, not now.
That's out of line. But it's people talk about the cooking aspect. What is that? Is that 75, 85% of the fitness?
It's like 70%. Like what you eat, when you eat, how much you eat. If you don't eat at all, most people like, oh, I only eat once a day, I shouldn't be gaining weight.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, because your body's like, oh, it's starving me.
Let me hold on to everything, right?
Yeah, let me hold on to it, and it stores it as energy and fat. So the McDonald's that they ate that evening because they didn't feel like cooking, or a lot of Water Creek or whatever, is now sitting because they're not gonna get anything else. So the body's like, hey, let me hoard this. So they become a hoarder of all the bad food that they decide to eat.
I understand. Now, what are your thoughts about intermittent fasting?
Oh, I don't have a problem with it. It's just, it's not for everyone. Some people, it works very well. I know several people that's on it and it works for them. But anyone that have health issues, I don't suggest that. So if you have migraines, high blood pressure, diabetes, anything like that, it can cause those things to go into chaos.
So for those that's listening that don't know about intermittent fasting, can you explain briefly?
So intermittent fasting is when you fast for an extended period of time. So say for instance, you go to bed 9 p.m. You would fast through your sleep, which all of us do, and then you fast for several hours after you wake up. And most people start eating after, say, 1, 2 o'clock. And you have to eat all of your calories, carbs, proteins, everything within a certain time frame. And that's usually after you've started your day. So it allows your body to utilize those things, but you have to eat well. You can't just eat junk during that fasting period or after the fasting period.
Okay, and so when you are fasting, what can you drink? Right, so I hear that it's just water or coffee with no sugar,
added sugars and stuff.
Teas, right?
Tea is fine.
Anything else you suggest?
No cognac?
No cognac.
You're so stupid.
I'm
And that's
sorry.
what you're drinking right now. Look at you, but you ain't fasting.
I'm
You
not
ain't
fasting. Don't judge me.
Hey,
Do what
nobody
I
does
say,
what you-
not what I do. Okay?
Hey, he ain't got your plan. Well, that's what it is. So where can individuals find you at?
FitMyLifeFitness.com. That's
Okay.
my website. They can go to Fit My Life Fitness on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn,
Okay.
and they can message me on any of those social media or the website.
Okay. Well, we love it. So you trying to get your plan on, Will?
Hey, I'm giving it to God, brother.
Man, shut
She
up.
said
He
no
gonna pray
cognac,
it
bro.
away. He
Go
gonna
pray
pray
on
it
it. Hey, man, Miss Pandora's Box, we want to thank you for coming on
Thank
the
you.
show, right? And talking about fitness and everything. Well, you know what? Forget about fitness, because I'm about to tell y'all about Kevlar's Grill. If y'all trying to go over there and eat real good and out of line, no, I'm joking. They do have salad. But you say what now?
Then they need me.
They don't. But listen, just a shout out to our sponsor, Kevlar's Grill. Go to kevlarsgrill.com and you can call them at 618-416-5700. All right, they're post at the VFW at post 4183. All right, and the food is awesome. Check out their menu, and don't forget the first and third Sunday is brunch, and they have the daily special is $9.99, and it changes every week. Oh, and by the way, we will be there live in April, so make sure you tune in. You will get a chance to listen to the cooks and everyone that's involved in the Kevlar's Grill. So make sure you check them out, and we will be right back.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Make sure to listen to the show on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, and Radio Public, where you can subscribe, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, If you like or dislike this episode, we'd appreciate your feedback on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Lionscast. Check out the book, The Black Collar Mindset, The Art of Strategic Thinking on Amazon or www.theblackcollarmindset.com, a manual to maneuver through life strategically by holding yourself accountable. Tune in next week for another episode of The Lion's Den with Seth.